Welcome in. My name's Ryan. I'll be your pilot. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. If you've been here before, welcome back. I love having you here. Boys and girls, we are breaking down episode 4 of Hard Knocks. The Jets only have one episode left in this series. It has been awesome so far, and this was another really great episode. So if you haven't checked it out, highly recommend it. Spoiler alert, because we're going into a whole bunch of stuff right now. First off, we get to see Hackett and the quarterbacks talking about the Flowbee, which if you guys don't know what that is, it's like a vacuum that sucks up your hair as you buzz your hair, which I could totally use because I wind up getting hair all over my bathroom all the time. So why, Nathaniel Hackett, did this not become the most incredible invention ever? I have no idea because I'm right there with you. I would get one. You get to see more of the dynamic. This episode had a lot to do with the inner workings, I don't want to say the inner workings of the team, but kind of the interpersonal relationships that they had and like the camaraderie that's built between the different position groups, between different guys like Brownlee and Gibson. You got to see that interaction. You got to see more of the Rodgers-Zach interaction. You see some of the, Cap talking to his family, Tanzel Smart talking with the defensive line guys. Like that was a very big part of this episode. And I think what hurts the most is which players have already been cut and let go because today was cut down day. And now you're watching Tanzel Smart talking with his family. You're watching Cap. And then he finds out at the end of the episode that he winds up getting cut. And it's just, it tears at your heartstrings just a little bit because you see these guys putting in all that effort. And I feel like Smart and Cap in particular, just what they've had to go through, like to the point where Tanzel Smart is hiding an injury during the Giant game. And the coach asks him, what's the emotion for? What's going on? He goes, I can't have an injury. He knows if he can't go back into the game, he can't show anything more on tape, and he's going to get cut. He ultimately did get cut. Hopefully we get to see some of these guys back on the practice squad in just a day's time. We'll find out that after noon tomorrow for the guys that did make it. But a lot of the back and forth, Rodgers early on in this episode getting heated at practice because of false starts, because of drop passes, because of running the wrong routes, just all of it. And you got to hear Cobb say it last week. Don't piss off Aaron Rodgers. Don't do the wrong thing because he's going to stop going to you. He's going to stop throwing you the ball. Well, practice last week, that's what happened. And Rodgers finally erupted and he's going off on like not necessarily the coaching staff, but going off vocally to everyone that's near him. And like, this is bullshit. We got to like hone this in. We cannot have these mistakes. And I feel like that's that attention to detail and focus that maybe a less seasoned player would have just kind of let go and it's like, okay, we'll just try the next rep. Like, no, Rodgers understands every single rep matters because when you are at the nth level, you're like competing at like the razor's edge. Every little advantage you can get absolutely goes a long way. We got to see the Carcucci board come back from Tanzel Smart in the form of a t-shirt and them actually making a charcuterie board. Solomon Thomas makes a pretty nice, I don't know if it was salami or pepperoni or whatever it was, heart on a glass. Thought that was kind of neat. Hackett talking about Goldmember and how we have Golden Day and the Tugalicious and how you need to celebrate with your teammates. And I thought that was refreshing. Matt and I brought this up on the post-game or post-show stream that we did. And seeing Hackett, and like there's such a stigma with celebrating in the NFL, and I feel like there's a demographic that's like, shut up and dribble. Or like, don't celebrate, just hand the ball to the ref. But like, Hackett is encouraging. He's like, no, not just you celebrate with your teammates. And I feel like that's such a big part of this game because it is such a massive team sport. It is the ultimate team sport in all of sports. And he says it, we're not going to get there unless we all get there. It takes all of us to get into the gold zone. It takes all of us to like score points and to win games. And I feel like that camaraderie is being shown throughout a lot of these episodes. I really liked the Gibson and Brownlee back and forth with the ping pong and how they like iron sharpens iron between the two of them. And they're two totally different types of receivers too. Like Brownlee is a freak size-wise. His hand was enormous. You saw him put his hand up against Gibson's and it looked like a tiny baby hand next to it. But then Gibson's like this short little like electric, hard to catch in a phone booth type receiver. And the fact that they kind of feed off each other's energies and they push each other further and further kind of makes me feel good. The fact that they both made the roster and maybe that competition continues to grow. I love that Cobb recognizes Gibson. I love that Aaron Rodgers recognizes Gibson. And I think Cobb sort of taking him under his wing is the perfect type of leadership that you see from a veteran presence and someone that already has Rodgers' ear in Randall Cobb. Maybe Gibson can wind up being the future Randall Cobb or future slot receiver or whatever it is for us in the future here. You got to see Rodgers. Oh, man. Rodgers going off on whatever the Giants' name is that hit him late in the Giant, no, not late in the Giant game, but hit him late, like seconds after he released the ball. Throws the ball, 1,000, 2,000, probably 3,000, and then he kind of like gets hit and pushed, and he goes, like, what the heck? That's bullshit. He pushed back and forth, and he goes, I don't even know who you are. Like, that's such a great line because everyone knows who Aaron Rodgers is. But the dude on the second string defensive line of the Giants, it's like, dude, I've never even heard of you. What's that guy going to say? He's like, I haven't heard of you. And Rodgers like, yeah, okay, BS, dude. I thought it was really cool to see him kind of go at the Giants like immediately after that play. And then also, hey, don't poke the bear. Don't poke the bear. Love it. Cobb doing the crackback block on the first drive, and then them all joking about like, oh, Cobb just wasted all his training camp money. And then Cobb's like, oh, Rodgers going to pay for that. And you see the Cobb kids and his wife's talking about how like, oh, the last fine we got was $19,000. And it just really like makes you think like, holy hell, they could like, their fine is a car. But like it all like, I don't know. It's fun to see it because Rodgers is like, oh, it's not 2014 anymore. Let's see. You got to see what else? The emotion. This is, I think it was Ulbrich talking about this. No. It wasn't. It was, hold on. Let me find my place again. Ulbrich was talking about empty the tank, no regrets. That's what it is. Leave everything out on the field. They had these little links and everything. They're saying like, okay, we're only as strong as our weakest link. I believe that was White Cotton that was doing that one. But Ulbrich saying, hey, you will regret this the rest of your life if you do not give it everything you have on every single play. Because if you go back and you don't get the roster spot and you didn't, make another team and this is your last snap you ever play, you're going to think about it the rest of your life. Like, man, if I had just given it that extra 5%, that extra 10% more that I didn't think I had in me, maybe I would have made the roster. Maybe I could have made a play. And I feel like, that all gas, no brake mentality, like comes to a head in training camp as well. Cause you need to have your foot on the pedal all the time. And that's what kind of hurts about like Cap. Not that all these guys aren't, giving it their all, but seeing Cap come from a D2 school and like, having his family in there and like just sort of being the first guy in, last guy out, like always trying to work hard. That's the type of personality I would like to see on the practice squad. And I feel like if you can have 53 plus 16 of those guys across your roster, you're going to have a pretty damn good team. So hopefully he winds up landing somewhere because he was a fun player to root for. I loved Rodgers saying Jet Life Stadium because you know what? The Jets have been the little brother in MetLife Stadium and in Giant Stadium before that for years and years and years. And it finally feels like this is a year that the Jets should be able to claim dominance over that particular stadium for at least a year or two. Not that I don't think the Giants are going to be good. I do think the Giants are actually going to be sneaky good this year. But it's nice to see Rodgers kind of like, I don't know. I feel like he's our quarterback now. Like he's embracing it. Like I understand he's on the team and he's been with the team for like 4 months or whatever it's been right now. But like it's finally starting to feel real. We got to see the touchdown pass to Garrett Wilson, many more where that came from, and I just got chills. I just got chills. I don't know. I'm excited for this last episode. I'm excited for the season. It cannot get here soon enough. Guys, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. What did you think of Hard Knocks episode 4? What do you want to see in the final episode next week? Let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, go Jets.